Good Saturday morning, everybody. Here to do the Saturday morning weekend show and also talk about early to middle of next week. This is sponsored by HB Neal Construction, and I'm meteorologist Johnny Lively. Let's dive into what we're seeing across the country. You can see that it is awfully cold up there in the purple and the pink. I'm slightly colorblind, I guess, but you can see these are real numbers, the actual temperature, not wind chill values. This is -1 degree in Omaha and Wichita, 5 degrees in St. Louis, and that colder air is continuing to move southward, and that's why tonight is going to be cold as high pressure moves into our region. 9 degrees currently in Oklahoma City. Here across southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana, we're not as cold. We'll show those temperatures here in a minute, but notice that cold air is up there to the north, and there's that high pressure moving southward. That's going to move into our region really overnight tonight. Clear skies and cold morning, hard freeze conditions for pretty much majority of our region. What we'll see. This is sponsored by Switch Electric, really just kind of showing that we've thinned out a lot of the clouds, and we're going to continue thinning out those clouds. Looks like there's some lake effect snow just north of Alexandria here in that last frame. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Wow, it's so cold up there. Moisture still left in place. A little bit of lake effect snow going on in central Louisiana to northern Louisiana, over there and towards Montgomery as well too. I need to keep going. I'm having fun this morning. Current temperatures across the region, you can see you can find some 20s, but it's really far to the north, like St. Augustine and Lufkin. But the rest of the region is mainly into the 30s, low 30s further to the north. The I-10 corridor into the middle to upper 30s. Houston currently at 38, Beaumont 35, and you've got Lake Charles at 34, Lafayette at 31. Down towards the coast into the upper 30s to low 40s. Again, thanks for sponsor of Do Good Credit Union. Today, we know it's going to be chilly. Temperature is going to kind of hug that 40-degree mark. So if you add in the breezy conditions really this morning into the early afternoon, at times we can have 15 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts. Not going to rule out the chance we see 30 mile per hour winds the closer you get to the coast. And this is sponsored by Modern Concrete and Material, which brings us to our outdoor and construction forecast for today. So plenty of sunshine through today. We start out chilly, and we're going to stay chilly even into the afternoon as highs really get into the upper 30s to low 40s. Just keep in mind that you can have some strong wind gusts. 15 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts can be possible, possibly 30 mile per hour wind gusts along the coast. So anything construction-wise, you got to get somebody high up into the sky. That's when we need to think about some of these breezy conditions really later this morning into the early afternoon. Those winds die down later this evening. Here we are looking at the upper level flow. Remember, there's that big H there in the central to southern plains. That's where all that cold air is. That high pressure is going to continue moving southward tonight, keeping clear skies tonight and cold temperatures tonight. We're going to have hard freeze conditions for majority of the region. The only area that won't have hard freeze conditions is along the coast. That will have a light freeze into the upper 20s to low 30s, but the rest of our region will be in the upper teens to low to mid 20s. So hard freeze conditions coming up tonight as that high pressure moves in, bringing in that cold air. But as we start getting into early next week, starting on Monday, we actually start warming up. Notice the blue, the pink, and the purple, all of that shoves further to the east. This opens the door for a Pacific front to kind of move into a region once we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, so slightly a little bit warmer. This is a cold front that moves through on Tuesday, but there's not going to be a lot of cold air like we've been dealing with the last couple of weeks. So this will keep our temperatures really for the afternoon highs mainly into the 60s, overnight lows into the 30s and 40s. But the biggest thing we'll see is a pretty decent chance of rain coming up on Tuesday afternoon, getting into early Wednesday morning as that cold front approaches and moves through our region. So a pretty decent chance of rain coming up Tuesday into early Wednesday. And that's the only rain that we really have in the forecast. Temperatures chilly today and tomorrow, low 40s today, low 50s tomorrow, and then we get on that slow gradual warming trend really starting off quickly on Monday into the middle to upper 60s. After that front, we're back into the low 60s coming up on Thursday, but notice we're mainly still in the 60s. No 70s are in sight. We'll kind of put all this in motion. So lots of sunshine throughout the day today, and then we have that high pressure that we've kind of been blabbering on about that's going to bring in the colder air really throughout the evening, especially tonight, hard freeze conditions. Good time to worry about the pipes, plants, and the animals. Anything, if you can bring your pets inside, please bring them inside. Your plants as well too. The tropical ones, they can't handle this cold. And pipes, if you want to do the drip, this is a really good night to do it. So that's going to be a cold night coming up tonight. Sunday high is going going to be into the low 50s. As we get into Monday, that high pressure continues to moving southeast. We see a little bit of the flow changing. Winds are back out of the south. We get a little bit more clouds coming up on Monday into Tuesday, but there's that not strong cold front. There's that Pacific cold front coming in Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday morning, giving us 60 to 70% coverage of rain Tuesday afternoon, really all the way into early Wednesday morning. And by the time we get into Wednesday morning, about 8, 9, 10 o'clock, those clouds are going to push offshore. So does that front. All the rain will as well. So the rain is mainly on Tuesday, ending by early Wednesday morning. Afternoon highs today. Going to get pretty chilly throughout the day today. Upper 30s far to the north. The rest of the region mainly going to be into the upper 30s to low 40s. Houston at 43, Beaumont 41, Lake Charles at 40, Lafayette 36. Again, overnight tonight, hard freeze conditions for just about the majority of the region. Upper teens to mainly into the low to mid 20s. Along the I-10 corridor into the low mid 20s. A little bit warmer towards Houston, Pearland, and Baytown, but still these are freezing conditions. A light freeze along the coast into the upper 20s to low 30s. This is thanks to our sponsor of Silsbee Ford. So if you're worried about the pipes, plants, and pets, tonight is the night into Sunday morning. And if you're wanting to do the drip or anything of that nature on the pipes, it is tonight that we do that, because come Monday, we warm back up. Here we are with our 7-day forecast. Chilly the next couple of days. Coldest morning comes up tonight into Sunday morning. We warm up this week, mainly into the 60s, with overnight lows getting back into the 30s, into the 40s, and a really good chance of rain comes in Tuesday as our next system comes in. This is a Pacific front that's going to bring 70% coverage Tuesday afternoon through early Wednesday morning, and then after that, temperatures mainly into the 60s, overnight lows into the middle to upper 30s. Same thing for Southwest Louisiana. It's a nice cold weekend, plenty of sunshine kind of the next couple of days. Then we start warming up as we get into Monday, afternoon highs into the 60s, overnight lows into the 30s and 40s, about where we are this time of year, but a pretty good chance of rain coming up Tuesday afternoon through early Wednesday morning as that Pacific front moves in. It's not going to bring really cold air, but it is going to keep our temperatures not getting to that 70-degree mark coming up at the end of the week into next week. We want to thank everybody for getting us close to 3 million followers really last week as we were covering that first cold winter blast. So we cannot thank you enough for allowing us to have up to 3 million followers tuning in and making us one of your go-to trusted weather sources. And thanks to everybody that downloaded the free Gulf Coast Weather Solutions app. If you have not, really good time to go download the app. It's free. It's on the Google and Apple Play Store. Keeps you updated not only here locally in Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana, but no matter where you go. We also want to thank our sponsors. Because of this group, we would not be able to do the shows that we do and have the models and information that we have. So Gulf Coast Weather Solutions would not be who they are if it was not this group right here. So we want to thank all of them individually. Y'all have a really good Saturday. Thanks for tuning into the Saturday morning shows. Stay warm. Coldest is mainly tonight into Sunday morning, and then we start warming up with really good rain chances coming up on Tuesday into Wednesday morning. Y'all have a good Saturday. Good seeing y'all. I'll see y'all again on Monday morning. But we'll still have posts throughout the day on Facebook, YouTube, and especially on our app. Have a good weekend, everybody.